Race 5 at Belmont jumps at 4:10. The Heineken 3 handicap over 1,400 metres. And we'll have a look at the most recent performance of Tap to Go-Go, last seen at Belmont.
Near the rail, Colourful Chloe is letting down now, being followed by Tap the Go-Go. Grand Design at the 250, challenged by Pro Consent. It's Pro Consent who now draws level, gets a half a length very quickly on Grand Design. Tap the Go-Go is starting to run on Pro Consent, the leader though. Grand Design fights back, but it's 3 in a line for Pro Consent. And Pro Consent has won it from...
Thought this performance had plenty of merit there from Tap to Go-Go. The horse jumped well. There was no real intent early and it was restrained back to be second last with a bit of cover. Again, wasn't too much speed on this occasion, but it did continue to make ground there late. Its best work was over the last 50 metres, so I'm expecting the extra distance will suit, as also will the position it should find itself in running in this smaller field. It does look well suited here. Second pick is the 3 in Kelly's Secret. It was just holding 4 back the fence there, still held the inside into the straight. It wasn't beaten too far there on that occasion behind Bunker Buster, so the horse does certainly have claims here. It would just probably prefer a little bit more rain around at the moment. Third pick is the 9 in Katusha. Would not be surprised to see this horse improve sharply here. We saw last start it jumped well before being heavily restrained, but it ended up 5 back the fence. It was never a shot from there. We go back 3 starts. We have seen some previously good sectional performances from this horse. Fourth pick is a 2 in Sliced Bread, who's first up here after a couple of trials. The most recent one, it just held 1 out, 1 back. It was going through the line okay, really seemed to pick up over the last 50 metres, and it should be able to put itself into the race here without too much speed up front. On top in race 5 is 8 Tap to Go-Go from 3 Kelly's Secret, 9 Katusha and 2 Sliced Bread. Race 6 at Belmont jumps at 4:45, the Dorsonia handicap over 1,000 metres, and we'll have a look at the most recent victory of Ginger, last seen at Northam.
The straight now by the 400. Scandalo's the leader, a length and a half over. Ginger starting to let down for Pike, and they've raced away this pair, 2 or 3 lengths to the good of Venus Schnitzel, followed by Faith in Ricky. 150 from home, Scandalo from Ginger. Ginger though picking up now, hands and heels from Pike, goes through, hits the lead late in the race, and Ginger's too good, one untouched.
Thought that was an impressive first up victory there from Ginger at Northern. The horse was figuring in what was quite a hard run race there. There was plenty of action going on early, but Pike was able to get the horse comfortable. The first 2 cleared out from the rest of the field, and the overall rating was quite good for Northern. So I'm going to stick with Ginger here second up. From the 6 in Friday Fillies, we saw the horse settle last on the fence there. There was support for the horse on that occasion as well. It loomed down the outside without threatening, but it did run the fastest 600 and 400 on the card. Third pick is the 1 in Lacevinsky. It's had the 1 trial leading into this where it just ran second to Pink and Grey, but it was asked to do a fair bit early in that trial. The only query for me is the horse hasn't run over the 1,000 metres previously. Fourth pick is the 5 in the Finest. It's also had 1 trial coming into this, but it has also featured 3 times down to Pinjarra Straight this preparation and performed well on each of those occasions. On top in race 6 is 10 Ginger from 6 Friday Fillies, 1 Lacevinsky and 5 the Finest. That brings us to the last. It's race 7 at Belmont jumping at 5:25. Mrs. Max handicap over 1,000 metres. And we haven't seen this horse trial, so let's have a look at the first up performance, last preparation of West 54th.
Blinkers coming up there about 4 or 5 from the outside fence, and wider out then is Firemaker Correspondent. They're right across the track from Cold as Cold at the 275. West 54th in front narrowly from Fairjoy. Firemaker's making a run at them now with 150 left to go. West 54th is the leader from Firemaker, and then Cold as Cold. It's Firemaker, West 54th, and Firemaker did a little too well.
Has been nominated a few times for races so far this prep, West 54th, but it hasn't appeared at the races as yet. But look, the horse does have a good first up record. The last 2 preparations, the first up figure has been quite strong. It's also got very strong figures previously at this distance and at this track, and so in a race where there does look to be a bit of tempo, I think the wide barrier will suit. They can ride the horse conservatively in the second half of the field and save it up for 1 final burst in the straight. Second pick is the 4 in Beautiful Mind, another horse coming into this event without a trial. It does have a small distance query, but other than that, it does have a very good first up record. Both wins last preparation were in strong 1,100 metre races, so the distance shouldn't prove too much of a threat. It's just ready. It's whether or not it's ready to go here first up. Third pick is a 5 in Transgressor. Had excuses there last start. The horse was restrained early, gets the blinkers on, also gets William Pike on. So if he can get the horse into the right position, it should be strong going through the line, as will the 9 in Rockefeller, who we saw their last start, which was first up for this preparation. It did find the line okay. Was okay past the post as well, but then it was a very slowly run race, so the sectionals are probably a little bit better than what it might have been otherwise. On top in race 7 is the 2 in West 54 from 4 Beautiful Mind, 5 Transgressor and 9 Rockefeller. Best bets at Belmont, race 2, number 3, Power of St George, race 5, number 8, Tap the Go-Go. That's all from us here at Perth Racing. If you'd like to keep up to date with us, stay in touch via our website or on social media. Until later in the week on the box seat, I'm Pete Anthony. Good punting and go well.